virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai Education Department. I am Mrs. Akshata Kale and today we will learn EVS. Come on students, let us begin our lesson. Today's subject is EVS Part 1 of Standard 4th and the name of the topic is Food and Nutrition, that is Part 2. Students, we have already studied about the Part 1 of this lesson. We studied about the staple food, about variety in foodstuffs, and also we studied about the different constituents of the food, isn't it? And we came to know that we get different food constituents from different foodstuffs in different quantities. That is why we keep using different foodstuffs in our daily meals. Such a diet ensures proper nourishment for our growth, isn't it? Students, we will take a quick revision of the last lecture. First one, why do we need food? The answer is we need food to give us energy. Correct? We work or play all day long. Also work like respiration and digestion of food goes on inside our body. So the body needs energy to work. We need food to grow bigger, isn't it? Here, the food also helps to repair the wear and tear of our body that takes in our everyday work. We need food to grow strong. We need food to keep us healthy. So we have to consume food daily, time to time, isn't it? What is meant by diet? Diet is the sum of food consumed by a person. Students, we take breakfast in the morning and meals twice a day, isn't it? In the afternoon also and in the evening also. So the food we consumed throughout the day is nothing but the diet of that person. Got that? What are the reasons for variations in diet? Yes, students, there are variations in diet of a people. Why? Because there are some points we will go through. First one, age. Yes. Second, gender. Third, growth. Fourth, disease. Fifth, genetic makeup. And the next one is socio-economic status. And the last one is poverty. I have explained each one in the last lecture. So I will not explain this again. If you want to listen this again, you can go for that video. Okay? Students, our body needs different constituents of food, isn't it? So, while preparing food items, some of the constituents in the foodstuffs can get destroyed. So, we have to follow and we have to take some precautions to avoid that. Here we will go through some of the methods that help us to preserve the nourishment in food ingredients. Okay? See this. Here we are cooking broccoli. Correct? Now too much water is added to this, so that what happens? The good nutrients which are present in the vegetable evaporates along with the water. So we have to use a very less water while cooking the vegetables. The one more method to preserve the nutrients in the food ingredients is using pressure cooker. Okay, otherwise we can cook the vegetables by using lid or cover to the utensil. Got this? Next, students, we will learn one more method to preserve the nourishment of our food ingredient. Here you can see moongs. Correct? Now we have to soak them for 5 to 6 hours in water. Then we have to take them out and we have to cover this in the cotton cloth and have to keep this as it is for 5 to 6 hours. Then we can see sprouts. You can see here these sprouted pulses are rich in nutrients. They give us the constituents which help our body to grow and also help to repair the wear and tear of our body. If we keep these sprouted pulses for longer time without cooking, sprouts grow long and the nutrition value decreases and also the taste differs. Got this? So we have to sprout the pulses before using them and we have to use them while the sprouts are still small and not to wait for longer time so that the sprouts grow long. Got this? Here we can see some more pulses which are sprouted. You can see here chana, chauli, moth beans and horse gram, etc. The next thing is, see these cereals, correct? Or grains. We can see different grains here. Yes, dear students, we make flour from these grains, isn't it? Now after that we make rotis or chapatis. Yes, dear student, here use whole grain flour without sifting. This is called sifting. See, this process is called sifting. Yes, by doing this process, we take out the fiber content from this flour. Fiber is very necessary for our body. Got this? So don't sift. Directly you can use this flour to make the chapatis or rotis. You can see here apples, then grapes, black grapes, green grapes, chickus, correct? Guavas and fig fruits. Like this, so many fruits we can eat with the skin, isn't it? Because the skins of these fruits, they contain the nutritious material. So try to eat them along with the skin. Okay? Students, here we can see the pieces of carrots, onions, spring onions, beetroots, corns, again one more carrots, broccoli, cucumber, cabbage, ginger and garlic, isn't it? Besides, vegetables like these should be eaten raw in the form of salads. Cooking of these type of vegetables destroys the nutrients present in them. So we have to try to eat them raw. Okay? Our body gets vitamins and minerals from all these vegetables. Okay? And especially here ginger and garlic, they help to keep our body healthy and also help to increase the immunity of our body. Okay? Students, you can see here usad. You know usad very well, isn't it? So we add here onions and coriander leaves, potatoes, etc. to increase the nourishment level of this usad. Students, here we have to mix 2 or 3 foodstuffs in a dish to preserve the nourishment and to increase the nutrients. Here also we can see the curry. We have added here drumstick, potatoes, pumpkins, etc. Here we can see a jackfruit vegetable. Okay. And here also we have added soaked pulses. Correct? To increase the nutritious level of this vegetable. Do you know? Some people believe that costly foods are more nourishing than inexpensive foods. But that is not always true, isn't it? All expensive foods are not more nourishing. Similarly, all cheaper foods are not less nourishing. Students, we will take examples of apples and bananas. Apples are costlier than bananas, but bananas also nourishes our body, isn't it? Students, here is one activity. The name of the activity is a tongue for tasting. As usual, all children gathered in the garden along with their Monica Tai. Monica Tai said, "Shall I tell you something funny about our tongue?" Then all drew closer to her. She said, "I will tell you." "Okay, Mary, come here." And she gave Mary a amla and she asked her to eat that. Okay, Mary ate that amla. Then she gave her water to drink. Okay, now after that she asked, "How was the water?" She said, "Wow, water is very sweet." "Really? I never knew this magic," she said. Then Balu said, "We learned last year that our tongue helps us to taste things. But how does only one tongue tell us all the different tastes?" he asked. Subhash piped up, "So, do you want a different tongue for every taste?" That made everyone laugh. Monica Tai said, "Balu, we have only 2 eyes, isn't it? And how many colors do we see with them? So, one tongue can also tell us many tastes." Then it became clear for that Balu. Students, we will study about the tongue now. Okay, you can see tongue of this boy, isn't it? We will enlarge this. Means we will go closer to this. See this? Here we can see some tiny peaks on our tongue, isn't it? These are called tiny peaks. Can you see there? Yes, correct. Now these tiny peaks are nothing but taste buds. They help us to taste the food and they are called as taste buds. They tell us about the taste of the food. The food is sweet, or the food whatever we ate is sour, or it is salty, or it is bitter. Like that they make sense. Got this? Now we came to know that taste buds are there on our tongue, isn't it? Now we will see the position of these taste buds. See, dear students, here we can see different taste buds. Here these taste buds tell us about the sweetness of the food. These about the saltiness of the food. And here these taste buds make sense of sour food. And here inside they tell us about the bitterness of the food. Okay, got this? Now know the different tastes. See, here we can see different things, and we will know the different tastes. Now first one is bitter gourd. Correct? What is the taste of this? Yes, you are right. This is bitter in taste. Kadwa. Isn't it? Now second one is amla. The taste of amla is sour, khatta. And these are candies. Yes, of course, they are sweet in taste. Now this is tamarind. Tamarind again it is sour, means khatta. Now the next picture shows that they are lemons and the taste is sour, isn't it? And the last one, this is a jaggery and it tastes sweet. Correct? You can see the expressions of children when they have the different tastes. Now students, we will go through what we have learned today. First one, our diet includes many different food items. Correct? Second, there is a great variety in the foodstuffs we use to prepare different dishes. Number 3, the food constituents that meet our food related needs are present in these foodstuffs in different proportions. Next, our food related needs are met if our body gets all these food constituents in the right quantities. Fifth one, our taste buds help us to know the different tastes. Isn't it? Students, we will move to the evaluation part. That match the following is there. Here you can see the two groups, A group and B group, and some things are written in both the groups. The milk, sesame, jawar and chiku are there in the A group, and sugar, flour, oil and butter, they are there in the B group. Isn't it? We have to match them properly. Yes students, see here we get butter from the milk, isn't it? Like that we have to match. What we get from the sesame? Yes, correct. We get oil from the sesame seeds. Next, we get flour from the jawar, that is grain. And we get sugar from chiku, that is a fruit, isn't it? Now one more is there. Here foodstuffs are given. We have to tell the taste of these foodstuffs. Number 1, sugar candy or jaggery. What is the taste of this? Yes, you are right. That is sweet taste. Second one, salt. Yes, correct. That is salty. Next is tamarind or lemon. Both are sour in taste. Fenugreek or methi seeds. They are bitter in taste, isn't it? A piece of an amla. Amla means avla. That is in sour taste, isn't it? Here we can see the fill in the blanks. We have to fill the blanks. Okay. Number 1. Fruits taste sweet. We all know that. Why? Because they contain dash. What they contain? They are sweet, means they must contain sugar, isn't it? Rice, wheat, jawar, bajra are our dash foods. This we have covered in the first lecture. They are our staple food because we eat them in more quantity, isn't it? The tiny peaks on our tongue are called taste buds. Correct? Students, remember this. If our body is to work properly, it must remain healthy, isn't it? So, we must include all the food constituents in our diet. Always remember, our diet should contain all kinds of foodstuffs. And junk food is harmful for our body. Junk food means example pizza, wafers, donuts, breads, etc.
Thank you very much for being a part of this lesson. Please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon to get new updated videos.